Wow. We are finally getting the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake that's been rumored for the last, 5 years or something. They just announced it at the PlayStation Showcase, and am I excited? The answer is, I don't know. Obviously, I'm a Metal Gear fan, and any content is content because we haven't had a game in 8 years, because I don't count Survive. But when it comes to remaking Metal Gear games, especially the first three, which are kind of, to me, perfect games, there's nothing you really want to change about them, I'm just not really sure. I want to start by saying that I can definitely see the potential. We got the Resident Evil 4 remake, we got the Shadow of the Colossus remake, which are both remakes of games that I also consider perfect, but they are also still amazing games on their own. And there's no real reason that couldn't be the same case with the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, but it's just Konami. Konami is the main problem with this. So, Konami's relationship with the Metal Gear series has been strenuous, especially over the last, 10 years. They basically fucked over Hideo Kojima, the creator and director of all of the Metal Gear games. And they kind of have been staying away from the IP because of the connection to Kojima and the fact that Kojima's not a part of it anymore. Kojima probably won't be a part of the remake as well. And there's also the whole thing with the pachinko machines where they weren't making any games for 3 years straight because they were making gambling machines. So right now, people don't like Konami at all. They've been kind of disrespecting their fans. They haven't been making any games. But the main reason I'm not just immediately scared of this because it's Konami is because I've been a Metal Gear fan for more than half of my life, and I remember a time where people respected Konami as a developer. Obviously, most of Metal Gear is coming from the brain of Kojima, but the team of Konami, Konami as a developer, we kind of have forgotten that they're legitimately a good developer. I remember a time where we would get Metal Gear, Contra, Castlevania, Silent Hill, all, consistently, and these are all games that were made by Konami. And it's easy to, in recent years, just think of them as the company that fired Kojima and made all these pachinko games and made all these shitty games. But these are still, the games that released in their past were still games made by them. It's not like they were just standing up there making a bunch of money from all these games that they exploited out of Kojima. They were working on them. They're a game developer. So, despite the fact that Konami has essentially been beating me in the head with a club for the last 8 years, I still do think it's possible that they will make Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake a good game. They've made good games. It's been a long time, but I wouldn't be surprised if Konami is legitimately trying to make good games nowadays. They fucked over their fans. They made these pachinko games. They lost all their money because of the pandemic. I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to, appease their fans and make something good. So far, I've only really talked about the background of Konami and the concept of remakes, but when it comes to what we actually saw, we didn't really see anything. They gave us a few photos on Twitter of stuff that was running in the engine, and the trailer itself was definitely just a 3D animated trailer that they made. So we have no clue how far they're in development, and we don't really know what it's going to look like. So I can't really predict anything at all. We have no gameplay, we have no footage, we don't have anything. And because of that, I can only form my opinion on Konami's history, the history of remakes, and what Konami's doing right now. And based on all of those things, I have hope. I have hope that this is going to be a good remake. It's going to be a faithful remake. It's going to be a remake that will introduce new fans to the series and not, ruin this original game. So overall, I think I'm hopeful Still skeptical because it's Konami, but I think Konami knows how important this game is going to be. If they fuck up the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, they're done. Like, honestly, I don't know what they would be able to do after that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to see what they're doing, what they're gonna do, if it's gonna be, how faithful it's gonna be, how much, what they're gonna change. You know, I'm excited to see what will happen. I have hope. And, you know, we finally got it. They finally announced that shit after all this time, and watching that live was an experience. Definitely an experience. I was so unbelievably hyped. When I saw that trailer, I was not thinking about any of the things that I saw in this video. I was just happy that we're getting more Metal Gear. And honestly, I still think that. I'm happy because we're getting more Metal Gear. It might not be the best Metal Gear. Maybe they'll fuck it up, but it's more Metal Gear. And more people can play Metal Gear. And I think that's a good thing. So, yeah. I'm excited.